our CS411 project is called Database of Legends, and basically it's a web application for tracking player statistics in the online mobile game called League of Legends. And our goal for implementing this website is to help players improve by recommending strategies in game based on their match history and match statistics and the statistics of their opponents. So starting off, basically how this web application works, we can start off by searching a summoner name, which is um, associated with each player in League of Legends. So for example, this is my summoner name. I can search this. And then the starting screen just shows um, a list of the summoner's most recent games. So this is sorted chronologically, and as you can see, um, yeah, I haven't been winning a lot. Uh, and it shows a couple of statistics, including like the time the game was played, the champion that was played, and um, the lane and the game statistics, which is kills, deaths, and assists. Um, and basically how this information is displayed, as well as all the information in our other functions, is using the Riot API, where we crawl data from their API and then store the data into a MySQL database in the backend. And the next basic function we have is champion pool. Yeah, so this basically shows for each summoner the champions that are played the most, and the number of points and the level associated with each champion kind of just shows which champion or champions the summoner spends the most time on. So yeah, here as you can see, um, I've spent the most time on a champion called Darius, and I have 190,000 points for this champion. Yeah, and for our next function, one of our advanced functions is the ability to recommend champions for a summoner. And basically how this works is we take an aggregate of match history data from like the top 200 players in League of Legends, and then take into account like the play ratio for those players, and then run a linear regression on the champions that uh, the summoner we're searching for has played. And by that, by comparing like the play ratios for me and for the top 200 players, we can see what champions I'm most likely to um, pick up in the future. And from that, we generated like a percent recommendation for each champion. Okay, and
So our second advanced function that we wrote was displaying recommended build for a summoner. As you can see here, this right now is throwing an error because it's saying that there's no live games for the summoner. Basically, this is correct. We only want to display a recommended build for a person that's in a game because the build depends on who the champion that the person's playing and also the champions that their opponents are playing. So we'll look up one of our friends that is currently in game right now. So as you can see here, this is you can see his most recent games. And then if we look up recommended build for him, it's gonna pull using the Riot API. We're gonna see that he's currently playing a champion called Karthus. And in case you didn't know, League of Legends is a like 5 versus 5 MOBA game. So while he's playing Karthus, his five enemies are playing the champions Echo, Elise, Lulu, Jinx, and Teemo. And what our function basically does is, again, it looks at the top 200 players in League of Legends, so the pro players, the players that play for a living, and it finds matchups that is Karthus versus Echo, or Karthus versus Elise, or just any matchup with the person we're looking up's champion and their opponents. And it'll find, and using those previous matches, it'll see the items that the previous matchups bought, and we're also only looking at times when like Karthus won a game. So it'll look for the items that Karthus bought, and it'll display them. So when Karthus plays against Echo, the most commonly bought items are the Sorcerer's Shoes, and the second commonly bought is Morello and Omcoms. However, like when Karthus plays against Elise, like Sorcerer's Shoes and Morello's are still on there, but needlessly large rod is bought more often than those two. So this is just for when champions are in game and they're not sure what to buy. This will help them based on what their this will help them give recommendations based on who their champions are playing against, so they can adjust based on that. And that is our project. Thank you.